This is the electronic signature section of the CRM. So this will function exactly like a DocuSign or Dotloop would, or whatever other software that you use for e-signatures. It basically can replace all of those. And the cool thing about this is that any documents that you sign in here are automatically going to get saved to your contact. So if you have a signer as a contact, as soon as they sign, you can go into the contact section and you will see those documents show up on their document tab. So what I really like to use this for is buyer's agencies agreements, right? So maybe I have a new client and I don't want to create a brand new dot loop, right? I don't want to create a new loop and for somebody that may not even end up being an official client of mine, but I need that buyer's agency agreement. So I will put the form in here, have them sign that buyer's agency agreement. It will get saved automatically in their file. And now maybe I haven't seen them for a couple months and they come back and they see a property and they want to put an offer. Well, now I can go back in here and I can easily pull that buyer's agency agreement form back out rather than having to search through my desktop and my computer and saying, where did I save that at? So everything is conveniently saved all on your contact section. And there's two ways to do this. There's basically just sending a document and there's creating your templates. So I'm going to go through and show you the templates. So on my templates here, basically I'm going to have build your first AI template. So it's going to help me build templates for myself. So maybe I want to add in my buyer's agency agreement because this is a form that I use quite often. So I'm going to put the name of it. I'm going to go ahead and select my buyer's agency agreement. That's loaded here. I could load multiple documents. So if I want to create a template with, if I'm doing a purchase contract, I want a purchase contract, I want disclosures, I want a wire fraud, I want an agency agreement, I can have all of those loaded all in your template. Buyer one, buyer two, agent. So I can add more roles. I can take roles out. With my buyer's agency agreement, I like to have two buyers and the agent agreement. And then I just do build template from here. And so what's going to happen is it's going to bring in this buyer's agency agreement form and automatically fill out all of the text areas for me. For the most part, sometimes it will miss a couple, like we missed the initials right here. So it's very easy. I can just click initials and I can copy and paste. And now these initials here, these are required fields that I want. Like this initial box here needs to be assigned to buyer two. So I just switch over to buyer two. All the text boxes I do want to assign to me as the agent because I'm going to fill those out. And I have everything here. Again, this one messed up, buyer signature, I put as text. So I'm just going to switch this over to a signature box. And then I want to assign this to buyer one. Buyer signature here. Let's see, I'm going to do that as a signature. And actually, this should have been buyer one. So I'm going to switch that to buyer. Let's see here. Switch that to buyer one. Let's make this one buyer two. And that's it. So then once I have this, all I have to do is hit save template. And now the template is saved for me. So whenever I want to send out a buyer's agency agreement, all I have to do is I can just go over here in my templates, hit use, put in whatever my buyer's info is, create document, and I send it right out to them. So it's very easy to do it that way. If you have documents that you are not doing as templates, again, you can just do new document. I'll click new document. This should look very familiar to like a DocuSign would, where I'm going to put in, maybe I'm going to do a purchase contract here. So I can do my purchase contract. I'm going to upload purchase agreement. I can put whatever message I want in here. So this will be the message that is sent in the email. Again, if I already have a contact in here, it's going to start to bring up my contacts and I can choose who I want to send this to. I can create access codes. So if I have confidential information in here and I want to make sure that if it accidentally goes to the wrong person or the wrong person opens the email, they can't see this without an access code, I can put in access codes here so that the buyer has to put this in. So when I send it off, maybe I send a separate email that says, hey, your access code is 1212, or I text them, hey, your access code is 1212 to sign your documents. So you can secure documents that way. You can set expiration dates for it. So say I want to make sure that they sign their listing paperwork or their purchase agreement with me by a week from now, which is long for a purchase agreement, but maybe I want to put a deadline. And I want to set automatic reminders. So every day they haven't signed, I want a new email to get sent to them saying, hey, sign your agreement, sign your agreement. And I want to do that for 5 days in a row. And the last 2 days, I'm going to send them that email is going to say, this is the last chance before it expires, last chance before it expires. So it kind of puts some urgency on them to sign it. Once I'm happy with everything, I'm just going to hit next and review fields. And what it's going to do is going to load in that document that I just had. It's going to search the document for suggested fields, just like it did with our templates. So here, it put all these suggested fields on here. So typically I will just go ahead and add these suggested fields, and then I can edit as needed. So I can see right here, it actually created an extra box for me, not sure why. So I'm going to delete that one off. These are initials that are assigned to my buyer. That's good. These initials here should be initials, not text. So again, I can switch it over. I can assign it. If I had 2 buyers, I could assign it to the other buyer. It's just 1 buyer, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one out of here. Okay, so everything, like I said, is all pre-filled here. It's super easy to go ahead and just have all of your text here. The cool thing is, like, if I copy my initials here and for some reason they didn't show up down here, I can paste and it's going to show up in the same spot on the page. So those of you that have documents where you've got the same things on every single page, like up here, the header, I can just copy and paste and it's going to show up on the same spot every page. Again, this can be a required field. It can be required to be text. It can be where the user can edit it, or it's a read-only where the user cannot edit this. It's just a read-only field and they can't change anything that's in here. If I forgot to put a signer, I can go back here. So I had my one signer, but I forgot to put his wife. I can add a new signer and add them in right here so that now I'll have 2 signature spaces, not just the one. Once you're done, you just go, and it'll autosave as you start going along, but you can save these fields if it doesn't, and then you just boom, hit send for signature, and it'll send this out to the client for a signature. So very easy to use. It'll save it automatically as drafts. So if you didn't send it, it's saved as a draft. I can come back in here, prepare, and it'll auto load this back in for me. All of this stuff should pop up again, and there it is. So very easy to use. Again, should function basically just like a DocuSign would. When I finish drafts, I can archive things. I can put them in the done. I can have them in the sent, in the draft folder, and then actions needed. And the actions needed, these ones actually will show up on your dashboard as well for needs attention if people haven't signed documents. So that is the signatures section. Hopefully most of that looks familiar to e-signatures that you use already, and it will be very easy for you to use.